Claire. The very thought of her name, uttered silently, hurt him. He must get over it. He'd cared for women before. But not like this, said something. Not like this. Well, there it was. No danger there. Heartache, yes, but not danger. Not the danger of the red signal. That was for something else. He looked round the table, and it struck him for the first time that it was rather an unusual little gathering. His uncle, for instance, seldom dined out in this small, informal way. It was not as though the Trents were old friends. Until this evening, Dermot had not been aware that he knew them at all. To be sure, there was an excuse. A rather notorious medium was coming after dinner to give a séance. Sir Alington professed to be mildly interested in spiritualism. Yes, that was an excuse, certainly. The word forced itself on his notice. An excuse. Was the séance just an excuse to make the specialist's presence at dinner natural? If so, what was the real object of his being here? A host of details came rushing into Dermot's mind, trifles unnoticed at the time, or, as his uncle would have said, unnoticed by the conscious mind. The great physician had looked oddly, very oddly, at Claire more than once. He seemed to be watching her. She was uneasy under his scrutiny. She made little twitching motions with her hands. She was nervous, horribly nervous. And could it be, frightened? Why was she frightened? With a jerk, he came back to the conversation round the table. Mrs. Eversleigh had got the great man talking upon his own subject. "My dear lady," he was saying, "what is madness? I can assure you that the more we study the subject, the more difficult we find it to pronounce. We all practice a certain amount of self-deception, and when we carry it so far as to believe we are the Tsar of Russia, we are shut up or restrained. But there is a long road before we reach that point. At what particular spot on it shall we erect a post and say, on this side sanity, on the other madness? It can't be done, you know. And I will tell you this, if the man suffering from a delusion happened to hold his tongue about it, in all probability we should never be able to distinguish him from a normal individual. The extraordinary sanity of the insane is a most interesting subject." Sir Alington sipped his wine with appreciation and beamed upon the company. "I've always heard they're very cunning," remarked Mrs. Eversleigh. "Loonies, I mean." "Remarkably so. And suppression of one's particular delusion has a disastrous effect very often. All suppressions are dangerous, as psychoanalysis has taught us. The man who has a harmless eccentricity and can indulge it as such seldom goes over the borderline, but the man," he paused, "or woman, who is to all appearance perfectly normal, may be in reality a poignant source of danger to the community."